Hey everybody, Warren Lorenz here, CEO of Tech Meets Trader. For those of you that had seen my earlier introduction to Jonathan Rose, I noticed there was a lot of interest in joining the Active Day Traders annual membership, and the feedback I received was extremely positive. You know, after talking with a few of you and having you explain to me your reservations on the annual membership, the biggest pushback I received was that the cost before the holidays was just a little bit high, which I understand. It's the holidays. You may be hesitant to make a commitment to yourself before the new year. No worries. I recircled with my buddy Jonathan and mentioned some of your concerns. And after a really short conversation, he put together a 1 month offer for you and all the tech administrator community to join his premier membership at an absolute no-brainer price of $7 for the first month. I mean, wow. So obviously, I wanted to pass this along, this one-time offer for you, for those that had missed it before. And once again, if you weren't with us the last time, I simply wanted to share my experience. Nothing more. My goal is to help you find credible resources that you can turn to, regardless of your trading competency. And as a byproduct, you benefit by making more money. Simple as that. In fact, if you don't move forward, I'm actually doing a huge disservice to you, because this is something I truly believe in, and like I said, it's a no-brainer. So, in case you're viewing this without seeing my earlier introduction, let me introduce to you Jonathan Rose, and I guess we'll just take it from there. So, Jonathan was one of the first mentors I started working with, and is the founder of the Active Day Trader. He's one of the most respected traders across both the Chicago Board of Options Exchange and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where, unlike many others, he built his success starting off as a market maker and transitioned to proprietary trading equity index and fixed income futures. Guys, this dude is legit. Throughout my time working with him, I've personally watched him make millions. Now, I'm not promising you that will happen to you. Don't get me wrong. But I do vouch for him, and I can vouch for him. I've personally seen his success so far. Before the Active Day Trader, Jonathan was a senior partner of a fixed income fund where he not only led the trading team, but he also grew the firm from 7 traders to over 250 before successfully selling the company. He manages a family office hedge fund out of Chicago, and he's a family man. He loves baseball. And one of my personal trading mentors, obviously. If you saw my other video, you'll know that Jonathan does a lot of the homework for you in terms of both educating you and presenting to you credible trade ideas. He does this through his premier membership, where he has hundreds of people like myself benefiting from his hard work. So thank you, Jonathan. In this program, the 3 secrets to it are: the first off, secret number 1 is plan your investments before the week starts. Know which price levels you want to take action on and set up your trades. Secret number 2 is manage your positions. Protect your account from devastating losses and take profit in positive territory. Secret number 3, learn from the best. Learn from the mistakes of others and think like a casino. Okay, you need to learn how to tilt the probability of success in your favor every single time. That is why mentors exist, to help you achieve that. No one will ever care more about your money than you do, so it's up to you to educate yourself in order to compete with the best. It's kind of like an us versus them mentality, right? And we want you to join us. So the first secret that you really master within his programs are plan your investments, right? So the number 1 secret that makes his clients successful is the fact that we set it and forget it. Our goal is to have the market do the work for us, and to do that, you need to have a plan. We don't just sit there and stare at screens all day. That's not how it works. So let's talk about this quickly. For those that haven't seen his services, secret number 1 is plan your investments. Every Sunday, Jonathan shares his game plan for the week with members in an easy-to-read spreadsheet, along with a video explaining each of the 8 to 12 actual trades. Take a look at all the information that's provided to you, right? We are literally spoon-fed credible investment ideas that we get to further research for ourselves. Excuse me. The spreadsheets include specific contracts, price levels, and notes that help you or us, hold true to the edge that we've found. Whether it's simply buying a call or playing earnings based off volatility, a pairs trades, or a lockup trade, Jonathan breaks these ideas down each week in a comprehensive video that explains positions and our edge. He also does this every Monday. Jonathan shares his game plan for the week in the futures market ahead, and with an easy to read spreadsheet along with a video explaining each of the 3 to 6 actual futures trades. Here you can see his outright shorts in the 5-year treasury bonds and even more advanced trades such as getting long the BUB, which symbolizes relative value at the end of the yield curve between the 30-year US treasury bonds, which I guess ironically are actually composed of US Treasury bonds that have a remaining term to maturity between 15 and 25 years, which is extremely misleading because they call it the 30-year, right? And the Ultra, which are Treasury bonds with a remaining term to maturity of not less than 25 years. So these are advanced, but these are Jonathan's bread and butter. It costs nothing extra to tag alongside these trades, paper trade the ideas, and learn how the trades work like I did. It's after a while they'll start to make sense. Secret number 2 is managing your investments. Now, obviously you're managing your own portfolios, but wouldn't it be helpful to have a second opinion on your position when a trade is going against you? Or how about this? When you've made such a nice profit, right, you're holding on to a winner, but you're conflicted because perhaps it's too early to get out or you want to give it some room to breathe, that awkward profit territory where you don't want to be giving back gains, but you still think it has room to run. Wouldn't it be great to just get a second opinion? For example, 10 people take the same trade, yet yield 10 different results. Right, and that's all based off of their portfolio management. Position management is the key, and having a level head can often be hard. So to combat this, Jonathan helps provide you with alerts, right, throughout the trading week. Jonathan will share 2 kinds of Premier member alerts, which are actual new trade ideas or opportunities, and actionable trade management ideas. Here you can see one of his email alerts. Talking about overstock.com, which we'll get into, YPF, NTRA, so some successful calls. Regardless, he's telling you, how he's managing the trade, another great second opinion. And he'll also give you advice, guys. Here you can see he's talking with Matthew Myrick on Tech Meets Trader, which is a free social community for active investors. If you guys are watching this and aren't a member, sign up now. He's talking here with Matthew Myrick on Tech Meets Trader about AMD and how at this point it had sold off after earnings, and Matthew was thinking about getting long. It's a stock that Jonathan has experience with. He likes it, and it worked out really well. It's since this call a few days ago, and this is all updated information, guys. I made this this past week, so this is all relevant information here, right? It's all working out well. So having his advice has definitely proven to be beneficial, not only for myself, but for others around the Tech Meets Trader community as well. The last slide, I guess, really touched on it, but if you're going to be taking trading tips, they better be from someone that's credible and that's making a living, using those strategies. That's what's so unique with Jonathan. He's done that and simply here to help people like us, become more profitable. He's already comfortable with his lifestyle, guys. He's done this and he's doing this, I guess, just to give back to us, which is pretty badass, honestly. So the way in which he does that is with practical training. Weekly training sessions are available for all members. Here you'll find Jonathan sending an evening, what was this? Let's see, this is an evening education video on how to paper trade options using TD's Ameritrade's ThinkorSwim. Knowing this helps you not only test new strategies and master new concepts before trading live, but most importantly, it helps you from losing money due to trial and error. This kind of stuff, guys, is essential. I have my bread and butter strategies that I like to trade, but I'm always looking to find better edges in the markets, whether it's incorporating new strategies into my existing or expanding product lines. Jonathan has a repository, over 500 trading videos that you can get access to. These are all archived Premier member trading videos, and has over 500 of them. He's been doing this since I think 2015. Wow, I've almost gotten in since the start, right? And he has all the videos in which I've seen archived. There are some great examples of various market conditions that are great to revisit, and just trading ideas that were either proved to pay off, or ones that could have been learning experiences from as well, right? And that's what these 500 training videos are for, and you can have access to that. So if you want the easy way that helped me achieve profits consistently, let's see, and also hit home runs, it's about protecting your account, learning, being more confident, right? So just for another example, if you didn't see this before, let's take a look at Okta from a few weeks ago. This was an IPO lockup period expiration trade. Okta lockup period ended on October 7th, and an additional 11 million shares were coming into the market, compared to the 13 million shares current float. This is 80% of the outstanding supply coming back into the public market. The stock IPO'd at 17 and had it traded that low since. Imagine how badly some of the insiders wanted to take a piece of their profit off the table. If you were that individual, would it make sense to de-risk a little bit? How would you feel? I've been in trades before, but this one I had a reason to be. I really believed in it, and I knew we had an edge. And this personally yielded me over 72.5% gains, right? And this was just what I closed out on TechMeets Trader, which you'll see here. This was through the entire trade, walking you through it a little bit as it's going. And it explains our entire order. You'll see through TechMeets Trader. This is the platform in which I upload my trading activity to. We collaborate there as well. And as you can see, the entire trade, the life and story of the trade was captured in this one instance. So well done. What a great trade. Thank you. Made a boatload of money on this one. And another example of the lockup trade from this month is ticker XRF, China Rapid Finance, which led me to over 246% gains overall, guys, in this one trade alone. China Rapid Finance is an ADR. It had its IPO on April 28th, 2017. And at the time, the company had 10 million shares available to trade at a price of $6. And like many companies, XRF kept a large percentage of shares restricted from trading until a predetermined time after the IPO date. Now, in XRF's case, the lockup period for those restricted shares was 180 days after the April 28th, IPO date, which is October 25th of 2017. So on October 25th, just this past month, 39 million previously restricted shares were no longer restricted. These shares are owned by insiders, and for the first time since the IPO, these newly restricted shares will be available for sale in the open market. So as of the date, Jonathan wrote this, XRF was trading at $11, and the insiders got the stock at $6, which was, the IPO price. And now almost 180 days later, the stock has nearly doubled. So all those restricted shares are looking at enormous profit that many will be tempted to obviously lock in, right? If you were an insider, would you sell? So Jonathan had a hunch many of those insiders will be thrilled to double their money in less than 6 months, right? And bam, 246% gain. The trade was just phenomenal. Guys, this is my personal experience, I'm telling you about this because this is the money I've made, right? That's my brokerage account on my last 5 contracts. That was my last leg of the trade. I was legging out. I had 3 take profit points, and on my third one, I was up 300%. Bonds, same thing. I mean, this trade was easy. On the top left, you can see I was selling my 4th contract on the 5th 5-year Treasury bond futures, ticker ZF. When bang, bonds started selling off, and I was able to ride this trade to over 119 ticks. You can see I was filled. I was filled right up here at 118.28, and I'm starting to take profit right here, 118, 119.5, and you can start seeing me layering out my profit, right? Now, did I take profit a little early? Clearly. But, I mean, who cares, guys? It's profit, right? Profit is profit. I'm not going to be greedy. I didn't catch all of the trade. As you can see, it's still consolidated lower. And then from there, actually even lower. So I did miss out on some, but I got a huge move, right? 119 ticks times $7.50 per contract times, say, 10 contracts. You're making some good money. That's a few $1,000s right there. Within a few days, you're making good money, right? So once again, this was my personal experience, which translated to, a few $1,000s of profit from the help of Jonathan. The thesis behind this trade was not only relative value, trading relationships on the yield curve, but also the fact that my girl, Janet Yellen, had literally given us the answers to the test. The feds are raising rates. Okay. That means bond prices go down, right? Yes. And so wouldn't it make sense to short any rallies going into talks of rising interest rates? Well, we thought it made sense, right? And then last but not least, the trade of the year is Overstock.com. Personally, I didn't get into this since I was focusing on managing other positions. I had a lot of capital that was already, tied up. But I did see Jonathan and many others in the Tech Trader community nail this trade for over 1,000% returns. Absolutely ridiculous, if that's a once a year type of return, especially trading options, phenomenal. And as you can see throughout this video right here, Jonathan explains his edge, demonstrates which contracts he likes, and sent the opportunity to us. So from there, you'll see that the follow through from 34.15, and right now he's posting up the calls in which he's favorable of. You'll see it go from 34.15 all the way to 56.10. Based on this example, if you bought just one of the 35 strike calls on the market for, say, $3.10 or $310, that $310 would end up being worth over $2,200 at the high of the chart presented right here in this video, right there. That $310 would be worth over $2,200, and that's just of intrinsic value within the contract, right? And lastly, at the very end, you'll be able to see that others had the same success that I did too, right? You'll see at the very end of this video, maybe let's see, here's 1,000% returns. You saw that. I'm gonna even just go right back to it, just really quick, so you guys know that it's legit. Clicking the wrong one, that doesn't help you guys. See right here, 1,219% profit on his final last 6 contracts, right? So he's obviously been legging out of the trade. He's been scalping a little bit of gamma, as you can see, taking profit off the table. But he rode this from 34.10 to 56. So what a phenomenal trade! And here's everybody celebrating, right? I mean, this was everyone in the community, and absolutely phenomenal. So you may be wondering, who is in the community? Who has this worked for? Well, this has worked for, honestly, everyone, right? I see hedge funds and prop shops taking advice from Jonathan, not just myself. I see other active and passive investors, and most importantly, the people I think would get the most value of this are the investors that are looking to make a change. Those individuals that are interested and motivated to take control of their financial future. That's who I think this will, work the best for, and this is going to be the best fit for. But like I said, this is only going to be $7 for your first month, guys. You can dip your toe in for $7, right? There's absolutely no reason why, you can't go for a month for $7 and give it a try. I mean, you're only hurting yourself, right? So you have two choices right now. The first option, you can continue doing the same thing and expect different results. I know many of you that are doing this, and I promise you, crossing your fingers and hoping a trade works out is not enough. The option is, most associated, with failure, right? And the second option is you can invest in yourself and make a commitment to become better. Whatever that means to you. More knowledgeable about financial markets, more consistent trader, an increase in your overall profitability. Whatever it is, we all have the same goal. But those that invest within themselves clearly, obviously, give further, right? And so what you're going to get, as I mentioned to you before in our earlier video, and now for some of you, this will make perfect sense. And you're going to jump in the program like I did and never look back. Others, this may not be a good fit for you, and that's completely cool too. I'm just here to present you this crazy offer to take advantage of, and I think that this is a really good fit for people that even aren't actively trading, right? I mean, this is my recommendation to everyone. Week ahead game plans, right? That's one thing that I think is significant value that everyone here can benefit from, which is an extra trade ideas, right? Both Sunday and Monday, credible trade ideas from an investment professional, hedge fund manager, market maker, and, absolute just beastly educator, right? That's what you're going to get, a week ahead game plan. You're going to get premier member alerts throughout the trading day where he's going to help, give you his opinion on how he's managing his trades, right? You're all in the same the same boat together, at least in the initial thesis. You may be getting different price levels, or you may be trading it through different contracts. But the moral of the story is you guys can all be on the same wavelength. And with that, you'll get exclusive training from an industry expert and personal access to my buddy Jonathan Rose, right? And this is what I'm really excited to share with you. I mean, the first 100 people can get started for just $7 today. For just $7, I'm confident that each person can find a trade with the help of Jonathan that will help pay for their entire years with the subscription. I mean, that's actually what happened to me. And now 2 years later, I'm still working with him. I mean, he's made my subscription and more, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of educators, and Jonathan just simply crushes it. I've been a client for 14 months and still enjoy working alongside of him. Finding mentors has been one of the best value adds into my trading career, in all honesty. It's simply a no-brainer. I mean, if all this did was present you opportunities, would it be worth it? If all this did was teach you one new trading strategy, would it be worth it? Right? If this program paid for itself in the first month, would it be worth it? Guys, these are genuine questions here. I mean, what do you think? Would it be worth it? Yeah? Okay, I agree. Nice. So, sign up for $7 for your first month, and I challenge you all to make a year's worth of annual subscriptions during that first month, during that time. This is what I spoke about with Jonathan, and it makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me, and I hope it does for you too. The offer, like I said, is good for the first 100 people. So please be sure to sign up before the other members in our community do. Like I said, it's a simple no-brainer. I expect the spots to fill within the next couple of days easily. It could actually be filled within your initial outreach in the first day. We drove over 1,500 link clicks to his last annual Premier membership. So, I'm very confident that we're going to get these first 100 spots relatively soon. So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, my name is Warren Lorenz. I'm the CEO of TechMeets Trader. Or you can reach out to Jonathan directly. I actually do not work for Jonathan. I'm simply here sharing my experience. So, okay, good. So go sign up at the link below. Sign up, and I'll see you there. And make sure to join us in TechMeets Trader, which is completely free to use. And I look forward to seeing and talking with you then. Until then, I'll see you.